Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Emanuel. The wait is almost over for hunters in the Southern Tier. Deer hunting is set to begin this Saturday. Our Sonia Ellison spoke to some eager hunters who are awaiting the big day.
Get your ammo early, yes, but the background checks is going real slow.
Our Southern Zone region's annual hunting season begins this Saturday, November 18th. Local hunters shared how they prepare for the peak of the hunting season.
The biggest thing is hunting with somebody that has the experience.
Les Brown has hunted for decades and works at Louis' Gun Shop in Bath. Owner Vivian points out new hunters must first receive their hunting license.
The big thing is get your hunter safety course. Then you come in and we will show you the kinds of guns we have and what's best for you.
Those under 12 can apply for a mentored youth permit under the guidance of a licensed mentor age 21 and over.
Yep, and that's new this year.
Next, scope out spots to hunt and get permission first.
I can hunt state land, or you can stop and ask permission. If you don't, you can get arrested for trespass.
An important safety pointer?
Get the orange on, get in a safe spot.
Wearing bright colors can help keep both hunters and hikers safe.
You could have something in case you get lost in the woods, for survival, and wear the right clothes.
Practice shooting before you go out hunting. Steuben Sporting Goods in Savona has an indoor range where hunters can practice. A few hunters said doe urine is their secret weapon.
If you don't have doe pee, you ain't gonna see nothing.
But the most popular piece of advice hunters gave?
Just get out there and enjoy it, that's all.
Just have fun and stay safe.
And be careful, and hope you get him.
Sonia Ellison, Big Fox News, Steuben County.
With the hunting season getting underway, hunters and farmers are reminded they can donate an entire deer or a portion of their deer to New York's Venison Donation Coalition. Venison that is donated will be distributed to local food pantries. Deer must be properly field dressed and legally tagged before it can be brought to a processor. There's no cost to the hunter or farmer for the processing fees of donated venison. Those who want to receive venison donations can call their local food pantry to see if they participate in the program. You can find out more at the website on your screen. The House Ethics Committee released a scathing report today regarding New York Representative George Santos. And now the Republican says he will not seek re-election in 2024. Chad Pergram has the latest.
Like I've said before, I'm staying in office for sure.
This was Republican George Santos, a day before the House Ethics Committee released a scathing 56-page report. It details overwhelming evidence that the New York congressman violated federal law. The bipartisan ethics panel unanimously agreed that the conduct of Santos, quote, warrants public condemnation, is beneath the dignity of the office, and has brought severe discredit upon the House. Among the report's findings, Santos is accused of blatantly stealing from his campaign, knowingly deceiving donors, and forcing his campaign committee to file false or incomplete reports to the Federal Election Commission. The committee accuses Santos of swiping cash for meals, parking tickets, credit card bills. The diverted dollars funded Botox treatments, a $4,100 purchase at Hermes, and smaller buys at OnlyFans and Sephora.
I will take whatever comes my way the way it comes.
Santos may have been defiant on Wednesday, but in the face of the report, he accused the Ethics Committee of bias. He said, quote, I will continue on my mission to serve my constituents up until I am allowed. I will, however, not be seeking re-election for a second term in 2024. Santos insists he won't quit. Several House lawmakers demand his resignation. Ethics Committee Chairman Michael Guest filing a resolution to expel Santos. The House is expected to vote on expulsion after Thanksgiving. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
The latest Fox News polling shows President Biden faces a rocky road to the White House. Madeline Rivera has more on the race for 2024.
As President Biden looks to reset relations with Chinese President Xi Jinping, he's facing a slew of challenges at home. A new round of Fox News polls paint a tough re-election picture for the president.
this is an interesting time because we're actually going to be able to compare records.
Former President Trump currently beats President Biden 50 to 46% in a hypothetical matchup. The president doesn't fare better against other Republican candidates. He's behind Florida Governor Ron DeSantis by 5 percentage points, and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley boasts the biggest gap with an 11-point lead against the president.
We can't continue to have the crime, and we can't afford to put Americans at risk.
Still, the rest of the Republican presidential primary field is struggling to catch up to Trump, who has the backing of 62% of GOP primary voters. Senator Tim Scott's campaign suspension gave DeSantis and Haley a small boost, but it's not nearly enough to change the face of the race.
Maybe this is such a moment, and that's why we're trying to keep the door open.
Senator Joe Manchin, who hasn't ruled out a third-party presidential bid, could also shake things up. His candidacy could hurt Biden and Trump equally.
Joe Manchin deserves the most respectful consideration if he's interested, because he's earned it.
The White House is shrugging off the polls. The president saying at a campaign fundraiser in San Francisco Wednesday night, their agenda has a record of winning, pointing to Democrats' strong showing at last week's elections. In Washington, Mather Rivera, Fox News.
Meta will allow political ads on its platforms to include legitimacy claims over the 2020 election. It is part of a company-wide change to cut back on restrictions on 2024 campaign advertising. Ads on Facebook and Instagram will be able to claim previous elections were rigged or stolen, but cannot question the legitimacy of present or future elections. Meta is among other platforms like YouTube and X, formerly Twitter, that have updated their election policies, leading to the upcoming presidential election. Your complete forecast is next, plus this.
If you're traveling this Thanksgiving, remember to pack light and pack your patience. The TSA warns this holiday travel season will be one of the busiest ever. I'm CB Cotton with more on that story coming up.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Well, good evening and happy Thursday. We're almost to that weekend forecast where, again, we might have some chance for some sunshine. And it's going to be similar sunshine to like we saw last weekend with some cooler temperatures. But what we did note is that we had some warming through this week. We even had a high 61 degrees yesterday. And today we were climbing into those mid-60s with really some of that early fall-like sunshine. But what we're seeing is that we will be seeing some changes in the forecast that will bring some swings. Now, what we have through the overnight is still pretty quiet. Clear skies in place and a southerly wind that's keeping us pretty mild, holding temperatures even into those low to mid 40s. Now, what we do note is that a warm front is lifting north. When we typically have a warm front, there is a cold front that comes in hand with it. And that's going to be coming as we head into the end of the day. And that's going to initiate some breezy conditions as well as some showery activity. But then we're seeing that behind that cold front, there's a quick return to a high pressure system. However, some winds around that system and a weak troughing system could trigger some isolated activity on Sunday. Not expecting big impacts from that system. Where we will be watching for some bigger impacts is going to be with a bigger change on Tuesday that could linger impacts into our Thanksgiving travel forecast. So eyes will be on that storm system. But here's what we have in place as we roll into our Friday. Another potential at 60 degrees as we do keep that southerly wind intact almost all the way through at least sunset. Now, wind doesn't look to be too strong. There is going to be some times of some gusts in place that will be getting upwards about 25 miles per hour, and that's going to be around from the mid-morning into the afternoon. And we can see we keep that southerly wind through 6 p.m. So meaning that we'll keep warming and we're ahead of the cold front through that time frame. But that cold front is going to approach, and that's what's going to bring in some shower activity. We can see through lunch hour still dry. By about 4 or 5 o'clock, that's when some of those rain showers will uptick across the area. And then we keep those rain showers through just about sunrise into Saturday, and then we'll have some gradual clearing by the end of the day Saturday to allow for some pleasant sunshine. So accumulation not expected to be drenching, but looking anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch upwards of 1/2 an inch possible. So a good little dosing of some precipitation to put there for our November. But what we'll see is that there is more of that precipitation on the way. Now, again, we do have that warm field in place, so keeping us into those 60s. But as that cold front pushes in, that is going to allow for that downtrend in the temperatures, which holds us even into those lower 40s. So our lows tonight are where our highs will be on Saturday. So there will be a chill, but at least we work into some times of some sunshine, and we'll keep some times of that sunshine around as we head into that Sunday forecast. But again, there might be just some hit or miss potential, especially closer to the Great Lakes area, keeping temperatures chilly with some sunshine through Monday. And then, as mentioned, that bigger system will set up on Tuesday with another cold front bringing rain showers with it and cooling temperatures.